Welcome to Biomentors. Today our topic of discussion is on artificial seeds from the plant tissue culture lecture series. So in the last lectures, we have discussed about callus culture and somatic embryogenesis, and in the conclusion or in the end of the somatic embryogenesis, we saw that somatic embryogenesis embryoids can be stored for a longer period of time by converting them into an artificial seed. So in this video, we will talk about what is artificial seeds and what are its applications in plant tissue culture and how these artificial seeds are made. So let's get started and watch this lecture. Introduction. Artificial seed or synthetic seeds are encapsulated somatic embryos that are used as seed and have ability to convert into plantlets in vitro conditions. So artificial seeds are nothing but they are encapsulated somatic embryos and are used as seeds and has the ability to convert into plantlet. So as we know, the somatic embryos itself can convert into plantlet, but if we encapsulate this somatic embryos, then it is called as artificial seeds. Somatic embryos are bipolar structure with apical and basal meristems. So as we know, apical and basal meristems are present in somatic embryos, and this apical or basal meristem is actively dividing and they can either form shoot and roots or both. A plant derived from somatic embryo is sometimes referred to as embling. So the plant derived from somatic embryos is referred to as embling. Now Kitto and Janik in 1982 discovered carrot embryogenesis with polyethylene to develop artificial seeds. So they first developed artificial seeds in carrots, and with the help of polyethylene they developed this, or this is also referred to as polyethylene glycol. Procedure for artificial seeds. So what is the procedure? So first, the very first requirement for artificial seed is somatic embryos. So somatic embryos are directly converted into artificial seed by encapsulating materials. So first, for this somatic embryogenesis also we need a callus culture. So first there is development or establishment of callus culture, then induction of somatic embryos from the callus culture with help of different methods, and then mature somatic embryos are selected. This somatic embryos, sorry for the inconvenience of this arrow, this somatic embryos are then selected and synchronize and stimulate somatic embryos. Now they grow on a culture media and mass production of this somatic embryos are done. Then using standard encapsulation methods, this somatic embryos are encapsulated with the help of different gels, and finally they are also mass produced and synthetic seeds are finally produced. Then they are released to greenhouse for field trials. So this is the basic procedure as given in the flow chart of somatic embryogenesis. So here also we can see in this diagram, first is somatic embryogenesis, then after synthetic seeds are produced. With the help of calcium L-gynate matrix, these somatic embryos are encapsulated and they are stored at 4 degrees Celsius. And then after germination of this somatic embryos is also seen. in the last figure, and then after finally hardening of the somatic embryos are then converted into plantlet and field trials are done. Types of gelling agent used for encapsulation. So there are two types of encapsulated materials used for somatic or artificial seed formation, which is gel or complexing agents are used. So first gel, which is widely used for artificial seed production, is sodium alginate. Then sodium alginate plus gelatin is also used. Gelrite is also used, and Caragen is also used for as a complexing agent, as a gelling agent for production of artificial seeds. Complexing agents such as calcium salts, calcium chloride, KOH, NH3 chlorides are also used as a complexing agent. Either only gel is used or both complexing agent and gels are used, or either a complexing agent is used for encapsulating the somatic embryos into artificial seeds. So what are the properties of alginate hydrogel, which is widely used for the production of artificial seeds? So they have moderate viscosity, they are less toxic, low in cost, and quick gelling agent, and thus they are widely used in production of artificial seeds. Now, what are the methods for encapsulating the somatic embryos and converting them into artificial seeds? So there are two methods: gel complexion via dropping, and second is molding. So let's see these two methods. So first is gel complexion via dropping method. In this, step 1 is isolation of somatic embryos. So somatic embryos are isolated, then they are taken onto a different container, or they are dropped. Okay, mixing the somatic embryos with 0.5 or 5% sodium alginate. So then after they are mixed with sodium alginate, 0.5 to 5%. Then in step 3, drop by drop calcium nitrate solution is added to this. So first they are mixed, somatic embryos are mixed with sodium alginate. Then after calcium nitrate, which is a complexing agent, is used for, and this process is done for 20 minutes in a beaker, in a sterilized beaker it is done. Then with the surface complexion begins onto the somatic, around the somatic embryos. So here are the somatic embryos, and here is the surface complexion formed due to calcium nitrate and sodium alginate. Okay. And then they are finally washed. Drop by drop, they are collected into another beaker, and then they are washed for 5 minutes. And they are stored at particular temperature. Generally 4 degrees Celsius is favorable for storage of somatic embryos and artificial seeds. And then after they are used for field trials. Second method is molding. The step 1 in this isolation, first somatic embryos are isolated, so they are taken. Then this is mixed in temperature dependent gel, right? Then they are mixed into the beaker which already contains gel, right? Okay. Which are placed into the wells of microliter plates. Then they are placed into a plate or which has a different mold size. So these are the somatic embryos. If a somatic embryo is kept here, okay, into the plate, so they have molds, and then after gel-rite is added on to that. Then solidification of gel is seen when temperature is cooled down. So as the gel-rite used in the process is temperature dependent. So after some time, so after that, as we have seen that the gel-rite is temperature dependent, right? So after some time it will be solidified and this embryos would be encapsulated. So as in this process molding is done, on the molds we are taking somatic embryos on the molds, and then after adding gel-rite onto that mold, and thus the method or the process of encapsulation is called as molding. In the first one, it was by gel complexion via dropping, because we are dropping calcium nitrate. Sorry, drop by drop we were adding calcium nitrate into the solution where somatic embryos and sodium alginate were present, and then after complexion was seen. So these were the two methods for formation or for encapsulation of somatic embryos and converting them into artificial seeds. Now here is the figure of artificial seeds. See, this whole part is encapsulated either with gel-rite or sodium alginate and nitrate, and this is a somatic embryo, and the whole structure is called as artificial seeds. See, in these figures we can see that this artificial seeds are germinating sometimes, and they are germinating, not only they root, they are germinating in two ways, either by formation of shoots or by formation of roots, right? So this was all about artificial seeds. Now we will see there are two types of artificial seeds. First is desiccated system or desiccated artificial seed, and hydrated artificial seed system. So in the desiccated artificial seeds system, as the name suggests, somatic embryos are hardened to withstand desiccation, and then they are encapsulated in suitable gelling medium. So they are desiccated. So all the water content of the somatic embryos is taken or sucked from that somatic embryos, and then these embryos are encapsulated. Okay, somatic embryos are hardened by coating seed with suitable gels and then with ABA. So generally they are hardened by coating seeds with suitable gels and with the ABA, abscisic acid, so that this somatic embryos remains viable for a longer period of time. Second is hydrated artificial seed system. In the hydrated artificial seed system, somatic embryos remains hydrated due to calcium alginate, which is generally used in this hydrated artificial seeds, which is suitable for this method. Why it is suitable? Because the seeds remain hydrated in the presence of calcium alginate. These seeds are sticky and difficult to handle, so they are dried in open air or waxy coating is applied over these seeds. So these seeds are very much sticky, They stick to each other and they are not easy to separate. So they are either dried in open air or waxy coating is applied over these seeds. This seed, now the seeds is to be planted soon after. So there are two drawbacks of hydrated seeds. First, they are very sticky. They are not good to handle. And the second is they should be planted very soon, because if hydration, as they remain hydrated, but if they are not hydrated, then they will become less viable and the artificial seed will not germinate, and so they should be soon after the procedure they should be planted. Advantages. So what are the advantages of artificial seeds? So the first advantage of the artificial seed is that seeds over somatic embryos for propagation. So the somatic embryos can be used for propagation, or they could be stored for a long time with the procedure of artificial seeds. Easy to handle and good for easy to handle, and therefore they could be stored for a longer period of time, or they can be transported to any place. Has potential for long-term storage without losing viability. So they can be stored for a longer period. Then maintenance. Maintains clones are we can get clones of the same plant, right? Serves as a channel for new plant lives produced through biotechnological advancements to be delivered directly to the greenhouse or the field. So they are very small and they could be stored in very less space, and thus they could be directly used in the greenhouse or the field for the field trials. Allows economically mass propagation of different plant varieties. So yes, different plant varieties can also be produced. It is also good for soma clonal variations, or it is also used to store endangered species germplasm, and the plant which are less propagated, they can also be propagated with the help of artificial seeds. Now, what are the disadvantages of artificial seeds? There are many advantages, but there are some disadvantages of artificial seeds. The first disadvantage is that hydrated embryos are not quiescent and must be germinated immediately after production or stored under moist condition for only very short period of time. So the hydrated seeds or hydrated embryos are not, after some time they won't be viable and they won't be germinating onto the field. So they should be germinated quickly, or they should be stored under moist conditions. They are fragile. So this artificial seeds are very fragile and in most cases require careful individual handling that increases the cost per seed. So as they are very fragile and there are a lot of conditions to be maintained for the production of artificial seeds, like humidity, temperature, light should be there. So it is a tedious task to handle these artificial seeds. Seed has no dormancy and they are not stress tolerant. So seed do not have any dormancy period. They can germinate whenever they are taken after field trial. They will germinate directly. And second is they are not stress tolerant. So they cannot handle the external stress. Okay. So these were some disadvantages of the artificial seeds. In the next lecture, we will discuss about meristem culture and the applications of meristem culture.
Thanks for watching and do subscribe to our channel.